Hi. So I don't really know why I'm doing a video. I'm just having one of those really sad days, to be honest. As you can see at the bottom of the screen there, it's the 15th of July, even though it says 7 at the start. It's kind of like the American way of writing it. I tried to change it, but it wouldn't work. Yesterday I just made my first video with my laptop, even though I've had this laptop for years, so nearly 2 years, and I made my first video and it was about the WWE. Basically, I don't want to like sit and talk loads and loads, but at the age of 22 I was diagnosed with cervical cancer, and I had a first operation which was to remove my cervix, because I had this MRI scan and it didn't seem as if, well, from what they could see, it didn't seem as if it was too bad, as if there was a lot of cancer there, so they just removed my cervix. But they found that when they removed the cervix, they kind of like cut a little bit of the womb off, just like the neck of the womb, and when they did that, they found that that was actually also cancerous. So they said that I had two choices. I could have had chemotherapy and radiotherapy, or I could have went for a hysterectomy. And although I've always wanted children, and it still makes me sad to this day, I did go for the hysterectomy. It was a radical hysterectomy, and everything gets taken away, and we hoped that that was it. Unfortunately, they sliced everything up into fine little pieces and looked at it under a microscope, and everything, well, 97% of everything, blood vessels, everything that they had taken away was all cancerous, which meant that they had to give me more treatment. I had chemotherapy, had radiotherapy, and brachytherapy, which not a lot of people know of at all. The chemotherapy made me like so sick. I'm sure you can imagine how bad chemotherapy is. I'm sure you can imagine. It just made me like really ill. I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't keep anything down whatsoever. I couldn't even drink a sip of water. I was just so ill with it. And I actually ended up having to get admitted into hospital for the rest of my treatment, just because it made me so ill. I wasn't getting, you know, like I literally wasn't getting a sip of water down, and it was just all coming up. There was nothing there. Every time I was being sick, there was nothing even coming up. Obviously there was stuff coming up, but as it went on, because nothing would stay down, it ended up there was just nothing coming up. It was horrible. And obviously you need water and food and everything to survive, obviously, keep your energy going. And that's why they ended up admitting me into the hospital, so they could kind of take care of me, really. So the chemotherapy was on a Monday, and also on a Monday to Friday, every day I got radiotherapy. But on the Monday I also got chemo as well. It was just once a week. And the brachytherapy actually came after it. I didn't actually know about the brachytherapy until like the very end, really. Sorry about moving the camera about. I'm not really used to holding it properly. But yeah, so at the very end, after I had all my chemo and radiotherapy, I had to then get brachytherapy, and that is like internal radiotherapy. So you go down first thing in the morning, and they put you to sleep, and when you're asleep, they insert like a rod, and they put like a kind of pack inside to keep it there, and they'll wake you up. You're only asleep, you know, for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and they'll wake you up, and that would maybe be, for example, around maybe 9:30 AM, and then you would be sitting there, well, kind of lying there until maybe about 4:30, 5 o'clock, sometimes even later. So, you know, that's a good like 8 or 9 hours, and you're just lying there, and you're not like allowed to eat or drink anything. They do give you like a little sip of water through a straw, you know, if you're desperate. You're just lying there, and you can't move. in case the pack falls out. It's not very comfy. And don't get me wrong, you do kind of doze in and out of sleep because obviously you've just been put to sleep, so the effects of that, the anaesthetic, the effects of anaesthetics like still like not weared off properly, so you do kind of doze for a lot of it, so sometimes it didn't really feel as if it was as long as 8 or 9 hours. And then when it gets to that time when they're ready to actually give you the radiation or you know whatever it's called, they take you into a room and they attach you to this machine. So the rod that's inside down below, and they attach that to a machine. And then what they do is, well, they leave the room, and it's just, I mean, I couldn't tell you how long it actually lasts for. I don't want to exaggerate, but it's like about 5 minutes they're out the room for, and you're just kind of lying there. And you know, that's not actually that painful. It's whenever they're taking the rods out, so obviously they take those rods out, and it's whenever they're taking the rods out that it's really, really sore. I absolutely screamed the place down. It was the sorest thing that has ever happened to me ever. You're just lying there and it's just like a knife and a fork. Someone's got like a fork or a knife or something, and they're like scraping your insides, and I'm sure you can imagine how sore that would be if someone did that to you. It is the sorest thing in the whole world. I didn't even want to go down to get it again because of how sore it was. And ever since then, I've been in pain down below. Obviously, ever since then, I actually blame the brachytherapy, and you know, maybe that's just because I'm looking for someone to blame, but that's what I blame. So that was a year and a half ago now. Well, it'll be 2 years in October, so a bit more than that. And don't get me wrong, from looking back to how sore I was in October 2009, no, I wasn't able to lie down, I couldn't sit down, I was standing and all I was doing was doubled over, I was pacing up and down. It was the most pain I've ever been in my whole entire life. And ever since then I've been on painkillers, morphine-based painkillers, and don't get me wrong, whenever I look back, okay, yes, I'm not as sore as I was, obviously. If you look back to October 2009, then yes, there has been an improvement, but it's still like not fair, like to be in like pain every single day in your like 20s. I mean, now I'm 24 now, but still, you know, there's things that I can't do, like, well, here's an example. Before I got not well, before I was diagnosed, I was a size 8, and now I am a 12, and I think I'm approaching like a size 14. Now I know this is going to sound so silly to go on about this, because at the end of the day, I'm here, I'm alive, yes, I'm in pain, I'll be in pain every day for the rest of my life. There's certain things I can't do, but why moan, you're alive, there's other people that aren't. And don't get me wrong, I'm really grateful, and you know, it might sound silly going on about this, but it is really upsetting when you all of a sudden put on so much weight and like none of your clothes fit you. And anybody that's put on weight will know that it's so unfair whenever you can't go for a run or like go to a gym because you're in so much pain. So what are you meant to do? How are you meant to lose weight? And like, you can diet and that, but it's not enough. It doesn't help. And I don't know as well, I have to wear estrogen patches because obviously I was going through menopause, or I am going through menopause, because I had a hysterectomy, and like it could be something to do with that as well, obviously. And it's just horrible when like you're wearing no clothes that fit, and you just feel pure fat and horrible. And as well, like because I'm not working at the moment, obviously I'm still in my workplace, like I'm really, really sore. Like, you know what it's like, you get like benefits or whatever, and you're using them to pay your rent, your gas, your electricity, you know, trying to scrape money together for food. So it's not even as if like you can even go to P-Mark and get a couple of new t-shirts for them. It's like so horrible. And then it's obviously hard for me, like I can't go out with my friends really, like I need to like miss nights out and birthdays and stuff. And even like if I felt okay to go, like if I was like, oh yeah, like I'll come out, you know, I'm not feeling as sore today, well, like what can I wear? Because like I don't have anything to wear, like what money was I used to drink and stuff. So like it's like really hard, and I know, like as I said, like it is silly to like be upset about stuff like that, because you know there's a lot more important stuff. I know, if anybody knows, I know there's more important stuff than things like that, but you just can't help, you know what I mean, you just can't help like the way you feel, I suppose. But like, it's not even just that though, like I'm just seeing a couple of things, you know, people don't realise. One of the things that's also happened because of all the radiotherapy and all the treatment is my bladder. It's kind of like ruined. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just from all the radiation and everything, and I need to go to the toilet so much. Like I constantly need to go to the toilet. I know it sounds so stupid, but if I'm watching like a programme, I'll need to like pause it and go to the toilet constantly, like every 10 minutes. So then that's another thing as well, like, okay, even if my pain got really better, where it was really controlled, how could I go to work and sit and do work if I'm at the toilet every 10 minutes? How could I go and sit in an office or, you know, whatever, and go to the toilet like every 10 minutes? It has gotten a little bit better, you know, it's maybe like every kind of 20 minutes now that I go to the toilet, but that's still a lot, like, and people don't understand that, and like, going to shops and stuff like that and having to, you know, like, I actually have to work that around what I do now. So, you know, going on a holiday and things like that, if I ever wanted to go on holiday, for example, even going down to Blackpool, right, I need to be like, well, has the bus got a toilet? Because if it doesn't, I'll need to be the train, you know, things like that. And you don't realise that, like, you know, if the friends wanted to drive somewhere, like, will you stop at a toilet for me? Because if I need to go, it's not even just about going, it's not just about going to the toilet a lot. The other thing is, whenever I need to go then and there. If I don't, it will literally come out, you know. I'm so sorry, that's so embarrassing, but that's like another thing that people like don't understand either. It's hard, but and you would think as well, like after all this time, that you would get over it, but it's hard to get over it. Like when you wake up in pain every single day, and you're in pain all day, and you go to your bed in pain, like I'm in pain right now when I'm talking to you, and how are you meant to get over something that's like staring you in the face all the time? It's hard. I mean, what if, like, obviously if the pain never gets better and I can never get a job, like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get a house? It is really hard. Like, I think I'm just having one of those like really bad days, you know, feeling sorry for myself and like that as well. And then there's another little thing, and because I was actually going to put this on YouTube, I didn't know whether to speak about it, but one of the other things as well, the complication, because of everything, I can't actually have, so embarrassing, I actually can't have sex. So this is another thing that people probably won't really understand either, is that how am I going to be able to get a boyfriend if I can't have sex? Do you know what I mean? Like, nobody is ever going to be with someone that can't have sex. I mean, it's just one of these things that happens. Do you know what I mean? Like, apart from the fact, obviously, I can't have children, you know, which is, like, I can't even really talk about that because it makes me so upset. But to meet somebody and say that for a start, you know, I won't be able to have your children is one thing, but to not be able to have sex, and it's not a big major deal to me, to be honest, it never really was. You know, it's not like a major deal, but it's a part of life, and you know, that's what everybody does. That, you know, it is a part of life. So people don't like realise that side of it either. There was an operation that I was maybe going to get, and it's basically like rebuilding down below, and they take like skin grafts from your legs and things like that, and it was an option that might have been able to help me further down the line, to have some sort of, you know, sex life really, but again, I don't know if I'm definitely going to be getting that operation or when it was happening or anything. In fact, we don't even know if it would definitely work. It's just an option really. And then as well, what if it did work? How would I ever be able to, you know, trust someone enough to do anything with them? Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, because of like what's happened, like it is really traumatic. But I'm not going to, that's all I'm going to say on that matter in case I do put this on YouTube, because that's just embarrassing talking about sex and stuff. But it's just like loads of different things that, you know, you might not realise all the different things that happen after. You know, it's great, okay, you know, you keep going for your checkups and yeah, that's great, you don't have cancer. Obviously that is really good. But as well, you don't know all the other stuff behind it. You don't know the silly little things that might not mean much, but they are like major things in my life from what I've just been speaking about. Anyway, feeling a bit better after talking it all out. But as we say, what doesn't kill you will make you stronger, and I definitely have become a lot stronger through everything that I've been through. And I tried to keep smiling, and you know, everybody actually said to me when I was going through it, you would never be able to tell, you know, you're always really positive. And apart from this video, this just shows you, like, you know, behind the scenes, behind the smile. There is days, I mean, I won't lie, there is a lot of days whenever I feel like really sad, and I cry a lot, which might be more to do with the menopause as well, but you know, it does upset me when I think of things like not being able to have children, looking in the mirror and seeing how fat and things, you know, there is things that really do upset me. But to everybody else, I smile and I try and get on with it, because I was always a bubbly, happy person, and I don't want to lose that. So I don't want you to, I don't want it to seem like I'm all really doom and gloom and depressed, because, you know, I do get on with things, but, you know, I was just having one of those days where I was feeling really sorry for myself, and I don't know, just feeling upset, crying, and I decided that I would, why not? I did my video yesterday, so why not turn my computer on and why not talk about it? Even though there's nobody here, I'm talking to my laptop, but why not talk about it? And hey, maybe even put it on YouTube, and maybe even if there's anyone out there that, you know, young girls that have been through what I've been through, it's obviously, cervical cancer isn't common in younger girls, so if there's anybody out there my age, younger, a bit older, that's maybe been through it, if you got the pain that I've got after all of the treatment, if you want to talk about it or leave me a wee comment or anything like that, it would be quite good to meet people that are like me, that's been through what I've been through, and you know, if there anybody else that's had this pain afterwards that the doctors can't get rid of. So yeah, I'm actually just going to put this on YouTube, in fact. I'm going to just do that just now. And if anybody's actually sat and listened to me talking for the last 20 minutes, thank you. I hope I've not bored you too much. And as I said, if there's anybody out there that's been through what I've been through, then please leave me a message or send me a wee message or anything like that. It would be good to hear from someone else who's been through what I've been through, because it's quite hard to find anyone else. So thank you if you did listen, and I'm going to log off now. Thank you, and see you later. Bye.